What's up, everybody? My name is Mitch Calandra. I'm a current minor leaguer in the Atlanta Braves organization, and I'm super excited to announce that I'm starting a new podcast called The Arm Barn. Goals of the show: every week I'll have a new guest or guests, and essentially we'll just be having a discussion just like we do in the bullpen or in the locker room on a daily basis. Episode 1 this week is going to be awesome. It's got a great guest. It's an ex-college teammate of mine, Nick Conti. Some people know him as Flow God or possibly by the gamer tag El Diablo Blanco. Topics are going to include a summary of our college experience together, his experience in pro ball, along with some of my experiences. And then to end the show, I'm going to do more of like an interview style, just ask him some fun questions that I come up with. Anything we can think of off the top of our heads. We'll just go into some fun stuff at the end. So I hope you enjoy this week's episode of The Arm Barn, hosted by Mitch Calandra. And dude, I haven't spoken to you in a while, so I'm super excited about this. We're going to, just honestly, we're going to shoot the shit. I'm not really too worried about how it goes, man. So I'm going to get into what I want to talk about. And obviously, as we go, if you have anything you want to add, you just throw it in there. So the first thing I do want to talk about, and first of all, I hope you noticed the shirt.
I noticed the shirt. The first thing I noticed was the total clutch.
Because I was thinking about, I was going to wear my Ecker jersey that I have, but I decided, I was like, you know what? This goes a little bit more personal between me and you.
Very
so
personal.
I threw it on for us tonight. But so again, the first thing I do want to get into is the first time that me, you, and all our college teammates met that day when we got on campus. And I know you obviously knew Pickles, you maybe knew Amor, but I'm saying the first time we all got together as a group, that first meeting, because we were on campus for autumn term. So I'm going to tell you how I remember it.
Okay.
And then you can tell us how you remember it. So I just remember all of us rolling in there. First of all, me and you were by far the smallest two guys.
100%. 100%. We're the skinniest guys there.
Yeah.
Like we hadn't eaten in a month.
I know. So we rolled in, and I was like, because I mean, I'm like 5'10", 5'11", so that's not like crazy short. But dude, the dudes that were in our class for some reason, humongous.
Yeah, ridiculous.
I mean, roll down that list: Jamal, GQ, Amor, Pickles,
just a bunch of bigger guys, man. Yeah.
Kozer. I mean, these dudes were humongous. So I remember rolling into that meeting thinking, "Holy crap, I'm gonna need to do some."
I'm in for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some work in the weight room.
Exactly.
So that's the first thing that popped into my head was I just remember feeling small and feeling, a little intimidated by the size of the other guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then honestly, after that, it was, I feel like we all honestly clicked right away. We were, causing trouble during autumn term.
Of course.
As soon as we got there.
Yeah, the first thing I really remember was me, you, and Lamensdorf throwing on the soccer field. And I remember not knowing you very well, and me and Lamensdorf were on the same side together. And I remember being like 5 throws in, we're already at midfield. I'm like, I'm telling Lamensdorf, well, what is wrong with this guy, man? He's way too far out there, way too quick. You're like, oh, from New York, like I get loose fast and all this stuff. I'm like, all right, we'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah, little did you guys know, like the full-fledged psycho that you guys were really playing catch with.
To happen, yeah.
But dude, I didn't even think about the catch that we played with Lamensdorf that day on the soccer field.
Yeah, that was the first thing I really remember.
Yeah.
Because that was about the first or second day we were even on campus.
100%. And then I just remember too, dude, obviously the meeting, but he was basically like, Raniero was basically like, you guys can come use the field, do whatever you guys need to do, but we're not going to be starting practice for a few weeks. And all I remember us doing was like Kelsey and some of the other pitchers hitting us fungos and stuff.
Yeah.
And dude, all I remember was turning some double plays, doing all that stuff. And I was like, damn, it's actually nice being around guys that, can really play the game, like the right way, that are on the same level as me.
Yeah.
So that was one of the coolest experiences. I know you guys are different being down here in Florida. You guys have a lot of guys that play college baseball, but where I'm from, man, I was the only one on my team, I think, in my senior class. There was other guys that ended up playing college baseball, but I think maybe one or two other guys that went on to play college baseball. So that was the unique part for me, coming from a place like New York. Dude, I wasn't around other guys at the level that you guys were at.
Yeah.
So it definitely turned me instantly into a better player, because I was like, I'm definitely
it kind of forced your hand, just to
exactly
sink or swim type of deal.
Exactly.
Especially with the class we had, because we had a lot of talented guys, but we were coming in to make a statement right off the bat, and we all wanted to do that. Yeah.
100%. And I was going to get into that, some of the stuff on the field that freshman year, because that freshman year was, talk about just an eye-opening experience as your first year of college baseball, because we went from being so pumped to start the season, so excited all fall, to instantly realizing, this is gonna be, this is gonna be chaos. Dude, I just remember. So we opened up against Weber. So NAI opponent. That year's team ended up being probably the worst year out of any of the Weber teams we faced. Yeah. So when we beat them, I was like, and dude, I don't know if you remember, I had a good game. A couple of us got in there, had a good game, and we were all like, oh man, this is going to be cake. Like, we're going to be amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, season as a team.
And then, dude, we played Flagler.
It all went down from there, bro.
Dude, I'll never forget that, because I was hitting 3-hole the first 2 games. Before I went on my long stretch of sitting, I was hitting 3-hole the first 2 games, dude. That Flagler ace comes out, and I was like, okay, it's
this is a little different, yeah.
I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to work to be the player I want to be, because dude, that kid came out and shoved against us.
Yeah,
shoved, and then that season as a whole, I know, dude, that season for you was probably just, what the hell is going on half the time?
Yeah, dude, same exact thing for me. Same situation. Started kind of early and then sat for a while, and then me and G got put into the situation where it was like, you're going to play sometimes at short, you're going to play sometimes at short, and it was like, you didn't really know what to expect until the end of the year when we finally got our shots to just all play our positions. Yeah.
100%, dude. It was just, also, guys were quitting.
Yeah, just falling left and right. So.
Yeah, falling left and right. We had the coaching staff we signed on to play for didn't last the fall.
No.
So we had a coach bounce, dude, before the
spring even started. Yeah.
Before the game even played.
Yeah.
So then right before the spring starts, us freshmen beat them.
Yeah. We beat them in the fall World Series.
Yeah, but then they were pissed. You know what I'm saying? It was just a series of events after it was just everything. It wasn't the chemistry on our team was good, but it wasn't good at the same time. There was so much tension between the younger and older guys that, dude, it was good off the field.
Yes. As soon as we got on the field, everybody hated each other out of nowhere.
But the thing wasn't, it was it was rightfully so, because obviously our coach is going to like the guys that he brought in.
Yeah.
So it was just a mess of a situation.
Yeah, it really was,
everybody.
Too.
Literally on everybody. There was nothing we could do about it.
No.
Nothing we could do about it. But yeah, dude, so going on into our college career, that freshman year, there was obviously a lot to talk about, just because of the mess that it was, because that's just the only way to put it. It was great. It was a great experience.
100%.
But I mean,
like as bad as it was, it like needed to happen. If that makes sense,
100%. Because
it
at
had
the
to
end of the
happen.
season,
Yeah,
we were all saying how like, dude, we now at least we know where we need to be able to compete. And it took us a bit.
it did. It took us all. It took us all 3 years.
all 3 years. Yeah, all 3 years. I mean, because we just, dude, I feel like the first 3 years, the only reason we were somewhat good was because everybody on our team at some point just like kind of carried us a couple games.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then finally our senior year, instead of just like one person like doing good a weekend, we all started doing good at the same time.
And yeah.
Exactly.
We were just putting weekend wins together left and right.
Exactly. So it just went from every once in a while we'd all just rotate having really good weekends. And then it got to the point where it was just all of us being consistent, you know, kind of turned it around. So that's another thing, like going just kind of off topic in terms of not focusing on our careers, but like, dude, kids leaving so much nowadays, switching schools.
Yeah, left and right. Like
our 4 years is a perfect example of what staying together can do.
Yeah. And what you can build within 4 years instead of just
and how much chemistry matters, because us starting as freshmen, most guys like that, our core starting as freshmen together, going through that, and then, you know, just going through all the ups and downs, and then being able to finally all start contributing at the same time. It shows you that if you don't bounce and you stick to it, you know, sometimes it can work out.
Yeah, of course.
So I just feel like, dude, guys nowadays just instantly.
Yeah, I mean, because everyone's kind of thinking of themselves. I mean, we're in a lot different situation with being Division II. Like, there's not much you could really do. And being in the conference we were in, we were already in the best. You wanted to play the best, and you wanted to beat the best.
Exactly.
And we kind of, you know, took our lumps for those 3 years, but senior year, we were just like, forget it. Like, let's just do our best and win.
100%. Okay, so, dude, the one thing I do want to talk about off topic of baseball about college is just, dude, I feel like I've talked about it to people, but they just don't fully grasp, like, how, what's the word that I'm looking for? How unique and interesting of a place Eckerd College is.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, it's not even good. It's not bad.
It's everybody. You can't explain.
No,
you just have to experience it yourself. Yeah.
Everybody that goes there will have a completely different perspective on Eckerd.
Yeah. Everyone's gonna have a different adventure.
I liked it for completely different things than probably you liked it. Like your top 5 things of why you liked it there, completely different than mine.
100%.
And I guarantee you, if you asked every kid that go there, maybe there'll be some similarities, but there's just like random stuff that makes it like
worthwhile,
an overall good place.
Yeah. And as much as we complained about it early often,
dude, we complained a lot about it.
Yeah, it was more because it was baseball related. We were sucking, so it was like we kind of dragged that into classes suck, all the cafeteria sucks, every situation sucks. But
100%, because we were getting our asses kicked on a daily basis for 3 years.
Yeah,
it was like, okay, well, this place sucks because we suck.
We suck, literally.
And then all of a sudden, our senior year, everything
became great out of nowhere because we started winning.
Not only great, dude, everything was perfect.
Yeah,
we weren't getting in trouble. Underclassmen weren't getting in trouble. We were doing good in school. Everybody was graduating, and we were kicking ass on the field. So it was like, it was literally that senior year was the best.
Yeah, without a doubt,
the best.
I mean,
go ahead.
There's like nothing you can say, like just losing the way we lost for 3 years and then finally winning. That's what makes it so special. It's like untouchable. That's almost something you can't even explain in itself.
It was the exact way that we would lose for the first 3 years. anytime we were in a close game, we were losing dramatic fashion.
100%.
I'm not saying the other team did something good. It could have been us.
We were doing
it could have been
bad,
them.
or
It could have been us hucking it into right field, including myself, including you, including all of our best players. Dude, I remember there was one time, I think it was my freshman year, that, dude, midweek game, I didn't catch that much my freshman year, but one of the games I caught, and it was the tying run on first base. And I remember I just
tried to backpick.
Oh, yeah.
Tried to backpick,
oh, yeah. Just nuked it into right.
Yeah.
It rolled all the way to the fence. That dude came around all the way to score.
All the way to score.
Yep. And then we ended up losing the game.
Yeah.
So I guarantee you, if we had any of the guys that got freshman playing time, what was yours? I already know yours.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't catch an infield pop-up to save my life.
Yeah, but it wasn't even that many, but the one.
You're talking about the one where I'm on the side of shortstop.
You were camped, bro. You were camped, and the guy was on second with 2 outs.
Yep.
And the kid just ran because there was 2 outs. And then
camped under it, and
it just
right out
right
off. Oh, yeah. That was early, too. That was like the first weekend.
I know.
Colorado Christian.
Colorado Christian. I couldn't remember the school. But, yeah, dude, I just remember I can think of a couple Garrett made. I can think a couple Glover made. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that played a little bit, early on especially, we were making
we all had our bad moments, but
big mistakes.
Yeah.
In key moments, and then we stopped. And then we stopped doing that.
Yeah.
Senior year.
We just got experience. I mean,
exactly.
That's all it really took. Just learning and getting older.
All right. I mean, yeah. So now we're done with that senior year. We're kind of going through just our experience together in college. I mean, so that senior year happens. Me, you, Garrett, Pickles all get drafted. Most in school history was lit.
It was.
Especially when us three came off the board. It was so funny because we were all nervous, each in our own moment. It obviously one gets eliminated each time.
Yeah.
So it was me and you hanging on by a thread. I went,
dude.
And instantly, I had a bigger knot. I got a bigger knot after I got selected. I was like, damn, we got to get, Conti's going to go.
Yeah.
And then when we got the text, dude.
I got so lucky, dude. So obviously so blessed, but man, that was the worst day of my life. Close to graduation day, that was the worst day of my life. Like,
oh yeah.
When everyone asked, "Oh, were you so happy to get?" I was like, "No, I wasn't even happy. I was just relieved more than anything."
Relieved, yeah.
I was like, we went 4 for 4 for our team of guys who were probably going to get drafted, and like, it was more of a relief than anything. I was just like, I feel like there was this, weight was just taken off my shoulders, and I could finally just relax. I was like, all right, 100%. Cool. Like, let's do this.
100%, dude. 100%. And also, it was awesome for me too, because, I know we got knocked out of regionals, but man, like a team from our school never makes it that far. So it was obviously an accomplishment. I'm not saying we did something, epic or so magical, but obviously it was great accomplishment what we did. And then for us to be able to show up to graduation too, like I don't know why, but like I feel like it ended up being like a good way to end it.
Yeah, I agree.
Professor Singleton rocking the Eckerd baseball
towel. Yeah,
we all got to wear our Sunshine State Conference championship shirts to the graduation. I mean, I just think it ended up overall just. Obviously, winning a national championship would have been ridiculous.
Yeah, the number one.
But dude, for the cards we were dealt freshman year to where we ended up, huge accomplishments.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, so moving on, let's talk a little bit, dude. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this because a lot of the episodes that I'm going to have, we're going to be talking about pro ball, and I'm going to have a bunch of guests that we're going to be doing that. So let's just talk about it a little bit. Dude, just give me like a rundown of maybe one or two things that is the difference between the college game and the pro ball game, like in your opinion, because obviously my things being a catcher and your things being an infielder could be different. We may have some stuff hitting, but yeah, so just like maybe one or two things that was different from college to pro ball.
I guess the thing that really stood out to me right when we got to like the spring training complexes and after we reported was the big thing was the way guys hit the baseball. Like the way it came off the bat, I guess you could say, because it's your first time, besides playing like college summer ball, like that you're really hitting with wood. And once you're down there and you're down there with other guys who have been in pro ball for a couple of years now, it's like, all right, well, I remember hitting the ball hard and like barreling balls and like, balls getting to the gap early. I'm like, okay, whatever. But dudes are really driving the ball to the wall, over the wall. And I'm like, all right, like, I guess the way guys hit the ball, the sound it makes off the bat, like that was a huge difference for me. And then obviously just the quality of players, because the quality of players is just obviously unmatched. I mean, you're getting the best player from hopefully everybody's team. I mean, if you're lucky enough, but I mean, I don't know. And then the mentality, besides hitting the ball and throwing the ball, like the mentality the guys had was unbelievable. Like
100%.
There's it's weird like to explain it because nobody cares. The way guys play, nobody cares. But everybody cares at the same time. They care a lot.
100%.
They go in playing like so relaxed and so it's like whatever, it's another game today. Like and that was something that was a big adjustment for me because I would always get so stressed out and make myself so anxious for games, like take every at bat as like it was my last. And I wouldn't change that now, but I mean, guys would just be so relaxed, and it was so much different than the way I'd ever played the game before.
It is. It is amazing to see, and it's not every guy that is exactly like what you're describing, but like
I would say the really good players are like
100%.
Yes.
That it is crazy to see the different approaches, not to like hitting or playing the game of baseball, but to just handling every day.
Yeah.
Because like
getting to the locker room, what are they doing from the time they get to the locker room? What time are they getting there? Are they, getting there, stretching, hitting a lift, doing, sauna or the hot tub, or what are they doing beforehand? Some guys come in, there's like a couple of these, and it's like, all right, let's hit BP. And then some guys, they need like 2-3 hours. They need 2-3 hours to get loose, and like just all dependent on what you need as a player.
Dude, this one guy, and you know where it's really evident, and I know you can speak on this too because you spent some time in AA as well. So the one thing that I saw in AA that I didn't see anywhere else was just unique locker room activities on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So the things I saw guys doing in a AA locker room, just in terms of just actions in the locker room, were way different than any other level I was at or any other locker room I've ever been in, including college summer balls, all our college locker rooms, everything. Because, I mean, there was this one kid, just for an example, because this isn't that weird of one, but it's just an easy example. This one kid, dude, sets up his video game console in his locker.
Yeah.
In his locker.
Just different.
Pulls over a little stool every day.
Yep.
Gets there, sets up his game, because he brings it home with him every night too. So he gets there, he sets up his game, and then he goes, takes early work BP, just early work, front toss, that stuff. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll go get stretched out a little bit, right? And then for like 2 hours, he literally sits there and rips MLB The Show for 2 hours. And sometimes another guy from the team plays him in the locker room. They would do this crap every day, dude. And it was just their way of just totally forgetting about even where they are and just having a moment to just I guess it's defocus even a word, but just like unfocus or just have a moment of just to themselves away from baseball.
Yeah. That was, I mean, going back on my point of like the not caring, it's like this year was the first time I really realized you need to have a life outside the field. Because like, think about in college, like You play the game, you're thinking about the game, how the game went. The next day, you're thinking about, oh, what's Friday looking like? You're thinking about it for days and days and days. What are we doing in practice? Like, when you get to pro ball, you need to, as soon as the game ends, you need to be thinking about not baseball. And it's the healthiest thing for you, because if you're thinking baseball the whole time, like you said, he goes and plays a video game for 2 hours. Well, he did all his stuff, so it really doesn't matter what he's doing.
Doesn't matter.
He could just be sitting in his locker. He could be taking a nap. He could be playing cards. Like, it doesn't matter what he does, but he needs to not be thinking about baseball.
Same thing. A group of guys, and it was like, it depended on the day who was playing this stuff, but like chess, an everyday thing in the AA locker.
Mm-hmm.
No other locker room, but only the AA one. Chess was a big thing. The second thing was that game. This one I've never played. It's called like Catan. It's a board game called
Catan. We played Catan too, yeah.
Dude, they would play that every day.
Yeah.
And like another group of guys, on like Saturdays, Fridays, Sundays, where football was on towards the end of the season, dude, it's get in, take your BP, and during that time where we were just, hanging out in the locker room while the other team's taking BP, we're all sitting in the locker room watching college football, NFL football, whatever's on.
Yeah, and absolutely, dude.
And I feel like people, if somebody off the street was asked, hey, what do you think guys in a pro baseball locker room are doing while the other team is taking BP? I know college coaches out there, high school coaches out there will 100% be saying stuff like, oh, they're going over a game plan. You're going over this. Yeah. You're going over that. You're talking about all this stuff. And does that happen? Absolutely. That absolutely happens. But like if we're playing good, like that Mississippi team I was on, everybody was playing good. The entire team was playing good. We didn't really go over like stuff as a team. It's individualized. Yeah. So it's whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
There's no holding your hand and forcing you to go over game plans or anything like that.
No. And it's so different because you get to your game's at 7 at night. You get to the field at 12. Or you can't be thinking or talking baseball for 7 hours. It doesn't work.
For 7 hours.
No.
It's impossible.
So you get there, you take your early BP, you take your ground balls. Okay, you're done. If you're thinking, oh, we're gonna talk about, who's the pitcher for tonight, that's a 10-minute meeting.
Yeah.
Are you gonna go over the hitters for starting pitcher and catcher? That's 20 minutes, maybe. Yeah. Now what? There's like the 30 minutes max that you can talk about something.
Dude.
That's your meetings and your playbooks, if you want to call it that.
And dude, I literally work these baseball factory events, and one of the things I have on here as like a fill topic, if we were, struggling to fill some time, which we're not doing at all. But the one thing I wanted to talk about was just your perspective on the game in the youth level right now. Because I know you like give lessons right now. I don't know what you're doing baseball wise, but like I work these baseball factory events, dude. And there's a lot of kids nowadays that have a great grasp on things that are like, I know I don't need to go D1. I know I don't need to, go to these big time schools to move on, play pro ball, be successful in baseball. There's a lot of kids like that nowadays, and it's great. But I go to these events, dude, and there's still seniors who are throwing 78 telling me they're holding out for D1 offers.
Yeah.
Like I have these kids looking me in my eyes and dead honest. And that's why I don't even get mad, because I just feel bad for them.
Yeah.
They actually think they're still getting D1 offers as a senior in high school.
And a lot of parents, I mean, you have to fault some of the parents on it too, but at the same time you can't fault 100%. Anybody because there's no education on it. Like there's no if you're going to a big Division I school, SEC, ACC, you're probably committing when you're a sophomore, junior in high school,
or at least hearing something directly from the coach.
Yeah, you're talking to the schools.
Exactly.
A lot of people think that like the showcases are the way to go. Pay $200, you're going to go in front of 30 schools, and like I did those growing up. They didn't do anything for me. You know what I'm saying? Like
none.
Playing summer ball, I think, is very good for you.
Yeah,
like, I'm a big advocate of summer ball, like playing 100%. Against the best competition to get better. But in my situation, to go to Eckerd, Like, I transferred my senior year in high school, and the coach there was like, "Where do you want to go to school?" When I hadn't even played under him for a single game. And he's the one that was able to give me the accurate workout.
Dude.
So,
the same thing.
Having trust in a coach to help you out is going to help you get recruited that much more.
Dude, if you want the best chance to go somewhere, like, find somebody that knows the coach at that school that you know, or play for a team. Like, find a team that has some sort of connection there, or, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, narrow your like tunnel down to where you're not like chasing all these big time schools, but like at one time. So you don't want to go to a showcase with 50 of these D1 schools. You want to like go to a place where you know you're going to be seen by the one school at a time, essentially.
Yeah.
You
honestly need to be realistic with yourself, because there's at some point, you know, if you're 13 years old and you're like, I want to go to Division I, like, okay, that's fine. You never know how good you're going to get in the next 2 or 3 years. Once you're 16, 17, you need to look yourself in the mirror and be like, okay, listen, I'm probably not going to University of Florida. Okay,
dude,
I'm probably not going to UNC. Like, it's like, all right, well, let's narrow down my options. Yeah. It's
not hard. Like we're sitting here, both played pro ball. Both played pro ball. Both got drafted. Literally we did what our goals were.
Yeah.
You know, and then why can we, as a high school player, look at ourselves in the mirror and know, okay, maybe going D2 and having a shot to play right away is my best option, because I'm a little underdeveloped right now.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, like you started this off, when you go into college and you're 165 pounds, like, and that was the most weight I could gain. I gained 15 pounds that summer.
Yeah, that was it.
I'm going to go in ready. And like, now looking back, at 165 pounds is nothing. That's skin and bones.
And bro, we could play.
Yeah, we could
play.
You know, ability.
And that's the thing.
So.
That's the thing, though. Like, if we were a $165, our talent, one of these big time Division I coaches saw a little bit in us, said potential, right? I go to a Division I school as a $165, 5'10" kid.
You're not playing until at least
I'm redshirting. Off the rip, and I'm hoping that he sees enough development to bring me back the next year.
Yeah, or else you're going to go to a JUCO.
When I could go to a Division II school like we did, and maybe my skills are a little bit more polished, but the strength isn't there, and the speed and all that stuff isn't there, but I could play with these guys. Like, why wouldn't you let your age and let your strength catch up and just get some good experience, you know, ABs and real experience instead of just practicing?
Yeah, so, I mean, sitting and practicing is great until the games are around, and now it's like you want to be on the field. You don't want to be a spectator.
100. Yeah, I could have never done it. I knew from the jump when I was looking for colleges, my number one thing was I wanted to give myself the best chance to play. So, but that's what I think everybody should do. And I mean, I'm assuming you're the same way because that's what you did.
I mean, like I said, you just got to be realistic with yourself. Take an opportunity, even if it's not the greatest opportunity, but it's an opportunity. Like you said, Eckerd was my only offer out of high school. I ran with it. I was like, whatever. I got a shot, so I was going to go with it.
And it's taking it.
Like you have to take the leap. Yeah.
I always love with Tom Brady. I don't know the exact quote he said about, you know, when you get on that field, like that's your shot. Like there's no excuse essentially to do bad. Because once you get on there, that's your one shot. You were preparing all this time for it. Just because it came all of a sudden, that doesn't mean that's not it. You know?
No, it's not.
So, but all right. So at this point, I want to go into these last three things that they're going to be different for each guest that I have on the show, but there's going to be like a consistent pattern to what I do here at the end. And again, for everybody listening to this for the first time, obviously this is the first show. We're going to get I'm going to get a lot better at this. It's going to go way smoother. But honestly, I think we're doing a solid job right now. So I just want to get into these last couple of things, and then we're going to call it a night. So all these questions, these next 5 questions that I'm going to ask you, just simple yes or no questions. If you want to elaborate on them a little bit, feel free. But if you just want to keep it to yes or no, it's all good.
All right.
Okay. So could be about anything. I'm going to keep it mostly about sports and obviously, hopefully stuff that you can answer yes or no to.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right. First one, starting your team with one pitcher all time, and you have them for their entire career from day one. Their day one in the big leagues talent to their last day in the big leagues talent. Are you choosing Jacob deGrom?
Yes, 100%.
Fair enough.
Without a doubt. I mean, obviously played for that organization, but I actually got the opportunity to play behind him in a sim game one time. Got to play defense in backfield sim game. Nobody's around, but we got guys like Cespedes. At the time, we had Tebow, J.D. Davis, Dom Smith. We got all these guys hitting against him, and I get to play defense. I'm like,
that's
fired up. I got the opportunity. I got asked, "Oh, you want to make $50? You got to play defense behind deGrom." I'm like, "Okay, I'm not going to do anything. Just stand there. Stand there," and that's all I did.
Yeah,
that's all I did. I mean, at the time we had Cespedes, who was coming off a 40 homer season. I mean, I'm expecting the ball to be put in play at least a little bit, and this is early in spring training still. And he was the best, obviously, pitcher at the time, or not even at the time, the best pitcher I ever got to play defense against. I just stood there and just watched. Yeah. It was awesome.
And it's funny because, like, some people listening to that, what you just said about Cespedes, some people are probably thinking, are we talking crap about Cespedes? It's like, no, it has nothing to do with how good deGrom was. It could have been Mike Trout in that situation, and honestly, more times than not, we'd probably be saying the same thing.
Yeah,
because I mean, the level is just ridiculous of stuff.
It's the
so
misses.
Far,
yeah, it's so far beyond,
far and above anything I've ever laid eyes on.
Yeah,
for sure. But okay, all right. So this one, pretty common debate question.
Oh, great.
But I also threw in a funny tidbit at the end of the question, personalized to you.
Great.
Is Derek Jeter the greatest shortstop of all time, or is it Jose Reyes?
As good as Jeter is, as an overall player, I don't think he's the best overall ever. Now, I can't give you right now. I can't give you a.
That's fair.
He's the best. Who's the best? But
okay, let me rephrase it.
But no. But I will go along with this. I heard. I don't know if it was on social media or what it was, but Jeter getting brought up again, saying that he's not a Hall of Famer and all this. That's horrible.
Preposterous, dude. So this is my philosophy on Jeter. This is the reason I put this in here is because I did want to say this live on the air. So my philosophy on Derek Jeter, this is my personal opinion, is this. I don't think he's the best shortstop of all time. But if there's one shortstop I want playing on my team for 162 and the playoffs, I'm taking Derek Jeter, and that one's not even close.
See, and throwing in the playoffs is what makes it so good. Like, you're talking about a guy who's a 300 hitter for his entire career for however many years he played. We're talking about someone who is so consistent on both sides of the ball. I'm not going to sit here and spit facts, but,
but dude,
we're
this
talking
is
about
the problem.
Really, really good player.
So, guys, I'm going to make a little intro video to this, but one of the things I want to do on this show is have conversations like we do in the bullpen. That's why the name of the show is The Arm Barn. That's kind of the vibe that I want to create on this show.
Yeah.
And these yes or no's questions that I'm asking you, come directly from stuff that we've debated during games, in the locker room, all throughout the
These
year.
are talks that happen every single
day.
Every day.
And so one of the things that I always bring up when we're debating Jeter, and I think there is a debate here about, how great he was. But what I hate is like, why are we negatively debating greatness?
Yeah. Why are we trying to bring the greatness down instead of just appreciating how good it was?
It's not, was he a good or bad fielder?
Yeah.
The real debate is, how great of a fielder was he? Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's saying, was he a good or bad fielder? It's literally how great of a fielder he is. So why is it even, I hate the Derek Jeter stuff. Yeah. So moving on, not baseball related at all. You think the Bucks are repeating or what?
Dude, I don't know. They're like Alabama. They're so hard to bet against. You saw tonight, like Bama took off.
So you're about to give me a political answer here. You're not gonna go hard and tell me Tom Brady for the dub, Super Bowl, whatever.
No, I'm not gonna tell you that. But I mean, dude, they're good, and they're so good.
Good.
And Tom Brady is so good, being as old as he is.
Literally, I'll go out and I'll make a bold prediction right now. I'm not afraid. I'm going Bucks Patriots. I am praying Tom Brady wrecks them, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Would I hate to see it the other way? No, just because Mac Jones is awesome.
Yeah.
Mac Jones
and to give Bill Belichick the benefit, everybody's saying Belichick's legacy is all dependent on Brady. Yeah. He's not going to be good because Brady's not there. It'd be awesome to see him. It'd be awesome to see him win one.
Because then that's an argument we don't need to have. They're both great.
Exactly.
And I don't think that's an argument anybody needs to have anyway. No. But again, if Belichick does it with Mac Jones and this rookie at quarterback with all these young players, dude, it'd be unbelievable.
It would be unbelievable.
I'm obviously Steelers fan. I hope the Steelers somehow, Big Ben,
figure it out.
Somehow gets a bionic body and starts hucking balls 70 yards again. But I don't think that's going to happen. So again, I hope it doesn't. I hope it's not Pats Bucks. But in my heart and in my just gut, I just have some weird feeling that the NFL gods are just going to bestow Pats Bucks upon everybody.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So that's the reason I put that in there, because, again, these are questions that I wanted to lead into some
whenever you want.
So, all right. Will MLB lockout make the season get delayed, essentially? What are you thinking? What's your just gut feeling? I know we don't have any insider information. We don't got shit. But, what's your gut? Because for some reason, I got a bad feeling about this shit.
I mean, I haven't even thought about that. Honestly, I know the lockout I know they're a couple billion off, which, is a lot of money, or a couple million or a couple $100 million or whatever. But I mean, dude, I don't know. Like, it's not looking good at all, though.
Dude, I just don't think all the issues are even in the public eye.
No, absolutely not.
And so, none of the media people are even bringing up some of the crap that they're super far off about.
Yeah,
and
easily.
And I'm sitting here not knowing either. I have no
Of course. Everyone has their own theories and
this is
thinking
exactly. This is just total gut feeling off of what I've seen on social media from actual big leaguers. You know what I'm saying? There's some guys that I follow from our Braves team that I've seen them do some stuff with involved in the lockout, and I'm like, okay, maybe this is actually
maybe
crazy.
This is pretty bad. Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, so with everybody changing their profile pictures to
that's exactly what I'm talking
picture,
about.
I mean, they're not doing that if it's a couple weeks. Dude, we're looking at some serious time here.
And dude, I don't even know. So me and my dad were actually just talking about this. Does that mean as of right now, teams can't sign guys? Free agency's paused.
They can't do anything.
Paused.
Teams can't do anything right now. There's no.
Okay, because I figured you'd know that, because I just don't know that side of things at all. All right, the last one. Should baseball change the name to the Arm Barn?
No.
Okay, thank God.
No.
Thank
No.
God, because part of the reason I named this show the Arm Barn is I wanted to call it the Bullpen.
Yeah.
But I looked, and there's already multiple podcasts called the Bullpen. So I said, what's a relevant name that means the same thing? And that is a little bit controversial because
The new Arm Barn, yeah.
the new Arm Barn. So PETA, everybody knows, PETA wants to come out with, wants the name to get changed to the Arm Barn.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? If they want to make a ruckus about it, it is, whatever.
It's not going to change, though.
No, never.
No.
So yeah, that's the whole reasoning behind the show name. So, okay, this last thing I'm going to do. If you think you can come up with your top 5 right away, that's totally fine. If not, I'm going to use these as the next person's top 5. So my random top 5 of the week is top 5 songs I'm listening to right now. Okay, so this is good for you.
Okay.
Sadly, Tritonal Now or Never is not on here. Is not on here.
Okay.
For those of you wondering what that inside joke between me and Nick is in college, me and Nick would always play the song over and over
Now
again.
or Never by Tritonal.
Now or Never by Tritonal. It's a fantastic song, great in the gym. And we would, for the longest time, we'd go to this one club down in downtown St. Pete. Dude, how am I forgetting to name this club? No, not the Study.
Or in St. Pete? The Estate.
The Estate, right. Couldn't think of it. Okay, so shout out to the Estate because we went there a bunch. So we used to go to this place, and we would always ask the DJ that night if they could play Tritonal Now or Never.
Now or Never.
One night, it must have been the 10th time we've tried.
Yeah.
I go up to the DJ
10
booth.
weekends in a row.
Didn't even tell Conti. I go, hey, man, we're always asking people to play the song. Can you play the song for us, man? He goes, no, not in the song playlist. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. All of a sudden, I'm chilling on the dance floor, not near you at all. And I'm sitting there, and I'm going, I hear it start playing really low. And I was like, this guy.
There's no way. Yeah, he just pulled it off.
Put this song on. I sprinted to the bathroom. I was like, Conti, where you at? I see you at the stall. You like poked your head out. You were like, it's on. I was like, it's on. And we just went out there, and everybody, all our teammates, we were all just bumping, getting after the song. And if you do go listen to the song, you'll understand why we get so hyped, because that song is fire.
It's an old one, but it's a good one.
Yeah, old, but who cares? So my random top 5 of the week, again, top 5 songs I'm listening to right now. Tu Playa by Migos.
Of course.
Been a constant on my gym stuff. This one, more of an alone in your car type of song, but Rest of My Life by Parker McCollum. Then this one's a little embarrassing because it's all over TikTok and stuff, but Way Too Sexy by Future and Drake, dude. I can't get enough of that at the gym. Yeah, it's bad. Number 2, Ghost by J Beebs.
Fire. And
number 1, dude, like the basic white girl that I am, Sand in My Boots by Morgan Wallen. Dude, I mean, it's just I'd be doing Morgan Wallen a disservice if I didn't put that as number 1. If I lied.
Yeah.
So if you got some songs off the top of your head that you're listening to right now that you've just been vibing to the last week or so.
What have I been listening to?
This is your moment.
I've been big on old songs. So I was actually thinking about a lot of the walkouts that my teammates had. After you brought this up, I was actually thinking about, what we're going to talk about and whatnot. And my boy Mark Vientos had been listening to the song on repeat, Nasty Girl by Gunna, because that was his walkout. And he hit all the homers, and it was a fire walkout. I can't give you top 5, but I mean, that's one of the songs I've been listening to on repeat.
Dude, anytime there's like a couple songs that whenever I, think of you, think of moments we've had, think of just our group as a whole, because there's just certain songs that, we're constantly
You listen
playing.
to a song and you think of a person.
I think of you guys. And dude, the only one that really sticks out in my head, and I might tag him in this video. If we post it and stuff, I might tag him in the clip, because Mitch Reeves from Florida Southern.
Dude, my teammate in Indie Ball.
Okay. I don't know him at all. Obviously, I'm assuming he probably remembers who me and you are from playing against us for 2 or 3 years. But dude, that kid, when we were young, because he was older than us, he was a beast. I mean, this kid, dropped nukes, hit one of the furthest home runs, maybe the furthest home run I've ever seen hit in my life.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jack Silverman, you hung the changeup, buddy. Oh, geez. Silves is going to be watching. I'm going to tag him, too. I'll send it to him. But, hung a changeup, hit it 500 feet over our batter's eye at Eckerd. Yeah. Regardless, dude, the 2 times we had to go to Florida Southern to play him, or was it just once? Might have been just once.
It was just once for him.
Okay, so that time then. So that's how it was only one. This is no pun intended, but it was only one time that we heard it.
Yeah.
And it left this much of a lasting impression on us and scared the living crap out of us.
One of the best walkouts.
The most intimidating thing I've ever heard in my life. As a catcher, I instantly got foggy brain and didn't know what pitch to call, because anything I threw to that kid was going to get hit over the fence.
Easily.
So the song was One Time by Marion Hill.
Fire. And I brought it up to him after I met him, getting there, and I was like, all my teammates, all we would talk about was how fire your walkout was. And it fit him so perfectly, because you had to be as good as he was.
Dude, it wasn't even the song, song. The intimidation factor of the fact that I knew he was going to go 8 for 10 with 4 jacks against us on the weekend of us hearing that. Like, that's what, why we heard it more than once? We played them midweek.
So many times. Yeah.
No, but we played them midweek too.
Yeah, that's right.
So maybe we heard it one time during a midweek game. But anyway, so Mitch Reeves, if you ever see this, just know that as freshmen and as young players, we would shit ourselves anytime you'd come up to the plate and that song would play. All right.
True.
This is the question that I've come up with, that I want to end every show with, that I'm going to ask every person that gets on here. And when I have multiple guests on here, obviously they're going to hear the question beforehand, but it'll give them a second to think about it. So here it is. One person who has inspired you in your life, and why. That's all I got.
Oh, man. Inspired
I know, it's tough. I know it's tough. It could be, and it doesn't have to be the number one. It doesn't have to be the number one person that's had the biggest influence. So whoever you pick, other people in your life shouldn't think, what the hell, I should be more important. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying one thing, one person in your life, no matter who it is, you don't even have to say their name, but, or, a baseball player, just one person that's had an impact on your career, on your life. Give it to me, and why.
Oh, man, dude. Putting me on the spot.
On the spot.
I mean, obviously you go with the basic one, like my dad being the most inspirational person in my life, because he's the one 100%. That led me down the, he's given me all the tools to succeed in life as of right now, and especially in my baseball career, like he was able to do everything for me and help me out the best he can. I mean, we're talking throwing BP as much as possible with a torn labrum, a torn rotator cuff. Like, I mean, without a doubt, him being the most inspirational. I mean, the guy that pushed me to become the person, the ball player I was, and I mean, even the man I am today, thankfully.
100%.
I mean,
and me knowing Craig, I was honestly, if you didn't say him, I was going to be like, it had to be a baseball player or something like that. That's impacted you.
Yeah. I mean, think about the shirt. Think about the shirt you're wearing. Like, that's
Dude.
all because of him. I mean,
100%.
because of the superstitious, because of a good game, like
Of just him being
yeah,
when you were in college, he was 100% baseball 100% of the time.
of the time.
That's why, and it was all in just for you. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And you guys kind of heard why I wore this shirt, but the reason I wore the shirt was because his dad did give me this shirt our senior year because Conti hit 2 home runs twice, 2 different years, while Mr. Conti, Craig, was wearing the shirt.
Yeah.
So he gave it to me as a gift, which I love. I wear the shirt all the time.
All the time, yeah.
And it makes me laugh, makes me think
good
of
shirt.
all the
it's a good memory.
not even just you. Yeah, just not even just you, just everything Eckerd as a whole. So that was awesome, man. Again, I appreciate you coming on here.
Yeah, dude, had a lot of fun. So,
dude, I think it was awesome. I'm excited to, get a little bit more organized with it. Maybe we'll have you on again for sure.
Yeah.
So that's all I got. Like I said, we'll kill it with the exit. So you're good to go whenever you can hang up. Again, Conti, thank you. I will let you know when we're releasing all this stuff.
All right, first episode in the bag, bro.
I know, it's awesome.
Let's go.
Talking to everybody right now, I have no idea when I'm going to be releasing this episode. Hopefully it's going to be in the next couple of days because it is December 4th. I forgot to say that in the beginning. Yeah. That's a rookie mistake. So I'm hoping we get on here again next week with my next couple guests. I will be releasing that when I throw all the social media stuff out there. Social media, do you want to throw your social medias out there? Just
okay.
This shit blows up because that'd be lit. So if you want to do that
Twitter,
right now.
Twitter and Instagram at _Nick Conti _. I mean, more active on Instagram than on Twitter, but feel free to follow.
Awesome, dude. I know you're going to be sharing this when I put it out.
Absolutely.
I'll tag you and everything, obviously. I'm going to have social media pages hopefully on every platform, obviously not like Facebook or anything, but Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Okay. And it should all be, the only one I haven't made yet is Twitter, but they're all going to be the Arm Barn podcast on everything at the Arm Barn podcast. So I'll follow you on all that stuff so you'll be able to see everything. Again, everybody, thanks for listening. Conti, thank you for being on the show.
Hey, this episode number 1.
Let's
Done.
go. All right. We in the Arm Barn. We in the Arm Barn. We in the Arm Barn. We in the Arm Barn.